The BumbleKast is for entertainment purposes only. The host's comments and opinions, and those of their guests, are wholly their own and do not represent that of any other entity. Content is provided as is, with no guarantees of accuracy or timeliness. Unauthorized redistribution or editing of the BumbleKast in whole or in part is strictly prohibited.
Before we get started, Kyle, can we double check this one? Because I can't do a Mephiles voice. The best I can manage is like a bad impersonation of Little Karibo's Dan Green.
I mean, it's what Sonic Sword Fighter wanted.
I appreciate that, but do they understand how bad and cringe this is going to be?
Do you understand that's what this show is, right?
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Cue the intro. Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Kraus.
Oh boy, it sounds like you're going to be abandoning me again for this episode, Ian.
Yeah, well...
Leave me alone with some horrific entity of destruction. Should be interesting.
Give the people what they want. The instructions here is pull lid off scepter, apply directly to personal shadow. All right.
That's terrifying thoughts. Don't... Hello,
Kyle.
Oh, Mephiles. I should have known.
I hear you had some questions for me.
I guess I do, Memphis, Tennessee. It's true. It's true.
Mark all you want.
I will, a little bit.
Be here, right behind you.
That's nice. All right. First question for you, Mephiles. What have you been up to in the years since your defeat? Plotting revenge? Just kind of living life?
Time is meaningless within the darkness. What may have been years for you is nothing to me, and yet an eternity.
That's, wow, that's deep. Like the darkness.
Indeed, you're catching on quickly.
What was life like as Solaris before the experiment that gave birth to you? Were you just kind of chill, or did you secretly hate the royal family even back then?
Solaris was a mind in and of itself, transcendent. I am not it, nor is it me.
Fascinating. How good are you at the Olympic Games? We haven't seen you in action, but I have to assume pretty good.
Forget the events. Just let me near that glorious eternal flame.
Why? What are you going to do with it?
Merge.
I thought you were going to say murder. Actually, that is
a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Actually, that's probably what you were going to do with it, aren't you?
It's event somewhere. The Romans knew how to party.
What did you do to pass the time, pun intended, between the present and when you first met Silver?
How woefully three-dimensional of you. For me, it was instantaneous.
And for me, it was Tuesday.
Always Tuesday. Even on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. How long did it take you to rehearse the speech you gave to Silver when you first met him?
Perfection needs no rehearsal.
Really? You didn't even, think about it? It just came out?
Look at me, Kyle. I emerged from the darkness as a glorious, glittering god.
Okay.
Full of goo.
You know, you're funnier than I expected.
Consider it dark humor.
Yeah. How strong are you physically? I know your style is more to manipulate or use the powers of darkness, but how well could you fight in hand-to-hand combat?
Not even the mighty Shadow could handle me without releasing his full might. And even then, I let him win.
Interesting. What do you smell like?
Darkness.
What does that smell like?
Take a whiff, Kyle. You tell me.
I would not like to. No, thank you. No, thank you.
I'll get up closer.
No, stay over there. Please, stay away. Do not approach. Stranger danger. I know you probably don't need to eat, but what is your favorite meal?
Souls.
Souls of what?
Anyone will do, but mostly those in despair.
Ah, okay. On a related note, how good are you as a chef?
Enough charcoal and fire will make anything delicious.
I think Hank Hill would have an issue with that.
I'll tell you what.
What do you think of some of the villains that had emerged after your defeat, like Starline Infinite or the Deadly Six?
None of them have appeared on a skateboard. I think it's clear who the superior villain is.
It's true. It's a good point.
If only I had gone to the shadow of Tony Hawk.
Oh.
Sonic would have never sealed me away.
Oh, I know. Oh, man. Although now I do want to see Starline shred some gnar. What is Iblis to you? I mean, besides being the other half of Solaris.
The yin to my yang, the full moon to my new moon. I am the smoke to its fire.
Would you say you might also be the terror that flaps in the night?
I am the crust on the dishes you simply cannot wash out.
What do you think of the hedgehogs who defeated you? Do you hate them, respect them, both, or something else entirely?
It was the princess who defeated me. They merely slowed me down momentarily.
I mean, it's true. You did get a shot off on Sonic. You got him.
Never even saw it coming.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Unfortunately,
you gotta go fast into the grave.
Unfortunately, the princess undid all your hard work. How rude. If you as Solaris had succeeded in erasing Sonic's dimension, would you then go to Blaze's world to try and destroy it as well?
How can one plan ahead when there is no tomorrow? How can one move on when there's nowhere to go?
Oh, can you just answer the question?
I did.
Stop with all this. Stop with all this. Oh, I do. I'm so. That's you. That's you. That sounds like you.
Handle the truth.
That's how you sound. That's what you sound like. That's how you talk.
Oh, just read the damn question.
If you were to ever appear in the movie universe, who would you want to voice you if they didn't get Dan Green back?
No one can truly bring voice to the unfathomable darkness that is my glorious self. But Dan Green really does come close. I mean, damn, man.
You know? Wow. You're not wrong. Do you consider Shadow to technically be your quote-unquote father, since he did give you your name and you copied his form for your body?
I am my own creator. Shadow was merely a template, a disposable mold.
Why did you use him specifically, then?
Spite.
Convenience? Okay, spite also makes sense. Yeah. Were you always intent on taking Shadow's form when you escaped from the scepter, or was it just convenient to do so when you were released?
He stuffed me in that scepter in the first place. He had it coming.
All right. Well, vengeance is good. What was life like while you were trapped in the scepter? Were you aware of the world around you, or were you kind of in stasis?
It was the darkness given form. Fleeting. Eternal. You wouldn't understand.
I mean, I understand the concept of darkness.
No, you can't fully understand. Only I can.
I mean, it's like really dark. Like when the sun goes down and it's really dark, that's the darkness, man. Like, what do you want?
A casual observation from a casual individual. I was the darkness before it was cool.
Well, thank you for acknowledging that I am casual. Are you aware of Iblis's current whereabouts, or are you still looking for him?
Why? Do you know something I don't?
I mean, are you looking for him?
Obviously, I want to destroy all of creation, but where's my EB? Kyle, ask them where my EB is.
I will follow up with them on that and let you know.
I will hold you to that.
Okay. Why did you decide to add the Dark to your name? When you first encountered Shadow, he just called you Mephiles.
Perhaps you haven't noticed, but I am the Dark.
Okay. Just like Shadow is he who he am?
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Only less impressive.
Shadow the Hedgehog, A hedgehog versus darkness is, seems like a losing battle to me, but did you consciously choose not to form a mouth when you took Shadow's form, or did you have no control over that?
Oh, I did. But why be boring and put it where it's somewhat expected?
Hell, you do tend to talk out of your ass.
That was clever enough. I'm not going to eviscerate you right here, right now.
Thank you. Can you save me to last, or at least like the latter half?
I'll pencil you into the schedule somewhere.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know that you and Iblis form Solaris's mind and brute force, respectively, but how mindless was Iblis? Was he truly just a rage monster, or did he have any capacity for thought at all beyond destruction, even at a basic level?
Ibi had needs, and he had his own way of finding an outlet. Glorious, burning, impartial outlets. Everything burns eventually. Everyone burns eventually.
Especially Blaze. She's pretty good at it. How aware of each other were the two versions of you during the game? As a reminder for those listening, there was the version that went back in time with Silver and Blaze before killing Sonic, who used a purple emerald, and there was the one that was released in the present and fought Shadow and used the yellow emerald.
Again with your adorable three-dimensional linear thinking. I was, I am, and I will be.
It's pretty impressive. Where else are you right now?
Little here, little there. Trifle helter-skelter. Emphasis on the helter.
Okay.
Leaving only skelters behind.
Oh, so edgy. Did the version of you that fought Shadow in the present truly, quote-unquote, die, or just retreat and get reabsorbed by the one that went with Silver?
There is only one of me, unless I wish it to be otherwise.
Fascinating. Did you ever genuinely expect Shadow to join you in your quest to destroy the world, or was that a false offer?
Either would have been funny.
You know, I know you're like an evil goo monster who's like hell-bent on eating souls and destroying universes, but, you know, you're pretty entertaining.
You good people, Kyle. I will save you for last.
Oh, okay, cool, thank you.
You will be my after-dinner mint.
I appreciate that. Had Shadow actually joined you, what would you have done with him after your mission was complete?
Nothing that you could comprehend, nor would you want to.
Why do you think Silver trusted you so easily? Do you think he was just naive, or do you think he was a little dumb?
Silver is a good person. He cares for and believes in others. Those types of people are always the first to be victimized.
Well, I mean, at least you recognize his strengths. Or, well, you'd probably see them as weaknesses, to be fair, so.
Two sides to the same coin.
If you had to pick a real song to be your theme, what would it be? Or do you not care for music?
Imagine a rusty nail being dragged down a pane of glass forever.
Well, that's unpleasant. You'd want to listen to that?
Melodious.
No, I don't like it. What would happen if someone tried to vape you?
They'd only do it once.
Awkward, but true. All right, we got this one. Could you give us the laugh you did when you killed Sonic?
What
about the laugh you did when he was brought back to life?
Well, phooey.
That's not a laugh.
I'm an immortal creature of darkness. I can call it a laugh if I want to.
Okay.
Don't judge me.
Too late. We have one last question. What do you have to say to all your adoring fans out there, pining for you to make a proper return?
That you're deeply disturbed, and I love that about you. I'll save you all for last, but Kyle for very, very last.
Thank you.
And along those lines, it is time for my dark return. And back in the cork you go.
Yeah, put him away, please. Thank you.
Not the scepter. I stuffed that little guy into a cork itself. That's going in a bottle. The bottle's going into a larger bottle. That's going into a cement block. That's going to the bottom of the ocean.
Good idea. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
All right. So
I humored him a bit, but yeah, had to spare it. Yeah.
You know that
put him away
feeling when you get like a shiver up your spine?
Yes.
It was kind of like that for the entire duration.
Yeah. Let's hope that never happens again.
Oh, it won't. Thank you to Sonic Swordfighter for sponsoring this silly little lampoon of a guest episode. None of these opinions or insights were remotely endorsed by official material and probably are highly inaccurate. If you're looking to be a guest on the show yourself, or if you want to sponsor another character voice for me to absolutely butcher that isn't Sonic series related, head over to patreon.com/BumbleKast or Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.